All right, it's BourbonBlog.com. It's my good friend Rob Amato with Frey Ranch. He's the whiskey slinger. He's joining us live from Nevada. They're in Las Vegas, and this is a Nevada bourbon. This is really good. I'm really enjoying this, Rob. We met a little while back. We've been tasting together. What? Tell us about Frey Ranch. It's something very very special in the whole whiskey business.
Yeah, Frey Ranch is actually very, very unique. They have a unique story. It's a family-owned business, family-owned farm in Fallon, Nevada. Fallon is 60 miles east of Reno. For those viewers that don't know, Fallon is an oasis in the desert. We actually get a lot of water up there, and it's great for farming. Most of the crops that are farmed up there are alfalfa. That's the big cash crop out there. But we also farm corn, wheat, rye, and barley, which go into our bourbon. Our bourbon's a 4-grain, and everything is done on our ranch. So we have 1,500 acres out there in Fallon, and we manage the entire process from seed to glass. That's what we like to say. Nothing leaves our possession until we send it to our distributors or to the customers that buy it in the tasting room. So we really are hands-on with our whole product.
And this is something so unique in the world of whiskey and in the whole world. Again, you all grow every single bit of this, you distill it, and then you age it right there as well.
Exactly, yeah. Yeah, nothing. We even malt our own barley. So we have a custom malting drum that we built. Like I said, nothing leaves our possession until we send it to our wholesaler. So we
Amazing.
get to control every part of that process, which is really cool. I don't know many other distilleries that do that. There may be a few. So, I don't want the viewers to get on me about that. But just for me, I don't know any other ones that are doing that. And I know there are some brands out there that do grow their own grains, but they're all smaller batch and limited releases and things like that. Frey Ranch is every day. The same grains that are coming out are grown on our ranch. We don't buy anything from anywhere else, and we don't get any juice from anywhere else. So everything that's in the bottle comes from our distillery.
It's very good, and I'll tell you, I think it's very unique. I love the fact that I've had spirits and bourbons from across the country, only a little bit from Nevada. This is very special. It gives us a sampling of the terroir from Nevada, and this bottle, I love this. This is a ranch. Here's the logo for the ranch itself. What's this ranch date back to? This ranch goes back to the 1800s, right?
1854, so 10 years before Nevada was a state.
Wow. So when you see that right there, that beautiful logo, it's also on the top. The bottle is just really commands attention. 1854. What have they, before, the distillery is pretty new. What have they been doing on the ranch all these years?
So always farming corn, wheat, rye, barley, and alfalfa. Alfalfa has been our cash crop for 165 plus years. And then corn, wheat, rye, and barley were rotation crops. 5 generations later, the Frey family, who owned the farm, Colby Frey, it's his family that's on the farm, and his wife Ashley Frey decided that they wanted to build a distillery to show off how good the grains are out in the world, and really how good the land and soil is out in Fallon, Nevada.
Wow. No, it is something so special. It's so delicious. And again, 4-grain. What do we have in here? What's the mash bill?
So it's corn, wheat, rye, and barley.
Yeah.
Are all 4 grains. It's 66% corn, 12% barley, 10% wheat, and 11% rye.
Really, really tasty. And about how old is this? I know it's fairly new, but it has some nice depth and complexity to it.
So average is 5 years old. So there's some in there that's a little bit older than 5, some a little bit younger than 5, but we like to say it's an average of 5 years old.
Right around 5. It has some great complexity. It really has some depth of character, softness. I'm getting some great soft. Where's that softness coming from?
That's the wheat in there. The wheat's giving off that soft flavor profile. That's also from our barrels. So we're using American white oak barrels, charred 3 on the staves and 4 on the heads. So Colby really liked both chars. on the barrels. So he decided that he liked the level 3 and a level 4. So he decided to put both of them together, which I don't know many other distilleries that are doing that.
It is so good. It's creamy, it's soft, it has some great barrel notes. It is going to be in more and more states, but we will say this right now. It is available in Nevada and California, but you ship, don't you?
Yes. And if you go to freyranch.com, you can order a bottle through the website right now. So, and get it shipped to you.
Up there. Freyranch.com, and you can order a bottle of this. I also have the rye. Now, I see some people that are big fans of this already commenting, Freyranch.com. Someone is saying they want to try the Cask Strength. Is that something new?
So Cask Strength is only available through our barrel picks.
Okay.
So we do have them at our distillery. So through the tasting room, if you're able to make it up to the distillery in Fallon, you'll be able to get a barrel pick when they're released. We also have them available through select retailers or select bars and restaurants in both California and Nevada.
Excellent. So those are the barrel picks, single barrels. You have the bourbon, you have the rye.
No rye on the barrel picks.
No rye on the barrel picks. Just the regular rye, straight rye. Are those the main expressions? The single barrel, the bourbon, and the rye, right?
Yes.
Excellent. All right. Now I'm going to taste some of the rye with you, and I want you to tell us about the rye too, because this is from 100% slow-grown winter rye. Now I've heard about winter rye. I know winter rye. This is slow grown though. What does it mean to be a slow grown winter rye?
All of our grains are slow grown. So
slow grown.
What that means is most people, and I've learned a lot about farming. And when you plant, a lot of people plant in the spring. We'll actually start seeding in the winter, so it starts to grow slower, which turns out a more flavorful spirit, we feel. So, and we select our grains from seed. We actually select them for their starch content, not necessarily protein.
Now describe that some. You select. How do you do that?
By seed selection, as to what species of grain we're planting.
Excellent. You really take a look at that. This rye, the nose on this is so interesting. This is really, I know it's rye, but there's so many it's almost like this great spicy, but yet I get kind of this slightly tropical note on it. I mean, it has that rye
I do as well.
I know. What am I getting there, Rob?
So for me, I get like fresh coconut or overripe banana, like a Maduro banana type of flavors or notes. But you definitely know it's rye, and I've always said that there's a lot of tropical notes to it, and you get your regular rye notes with it as well. Your caramel, your vanilla, your from the barrel. I mean, there's just certain notes you're going to get from the barrel.
Yes, and the banana, the coconut, you get that right off the top.
Even banana chips, like a dehydrated banana chip.
Ooh, yeah.
The rye has been an absolute favorite of people. Every time that we try someone on it, they're like, "How much of this can I get?"
And neither of these really remind me of any bourbons or ryes I've had. And again, I see Richie, Irene, Joey Coconut, a lot of great fans of the brand watching. Everybody who's watching, take a moment, like this video, share it on YouTube, on Facebook, on Twitter, retweet this. We really like giving a good spotlight to smaller up and coming brands, especially that you all love. I love this now too. I just recently started tasting the Frey Ranch, and don't forget to also log on to freyranch.com. That's where you find it. Now you're in Nevada. Tell us where you're at. You're at a pretty well-known cigar bar there.
Yeah, I'm in Tivoli Village right now. I was out doing sales calls all day, so wasn't gonna make it back home in time. So I figured I would post up here and chat with you for a little bit. This cigar lounge happens to be a big supporter of Frey Ranch, and their old fashioned is made with our bourbon.
Oh, really? That's their special, their household fashion. What do they do with it?
So it's just a traditional old fashioned. So sugar, bitters, and Frey Ranch.
Excellent, excellent.
So,
And I know you and I have talked cigars in the past. We're both cigar fans, of course. Any favorite cigars that you pair with the old fashioned or with the bourbon, the rye? Any?
With the bourbon, I really like the Herrera Esteli from Drew Estate, the Habano, and then for the rye, I enjoy the Liga Number 9.
Ooh, I could see the Liga being so nice with this one. This would be really nice with the Liga. Well, I know we have a lot of friends, Matty, Chairman Lai, a lot of folks that have, well, Chairman especially, posted this a number of times.
Oh, yeah.
And, he's a big fan of pairing this one up with a Liga. Are you trying one tonight? Are you lighting up anything there as you sip?
Not right now. I will be a little later when I get home.
Making that happen. We'll be making that happen. No, these are both so beautiful. Again, 1854 is when this farm goes back till. What actually led to the decision to do a distillery at the ranch?
So Colby, when he decided that he wanted to show off how good the grains actually are, selling them on the open market, it wasn't going to do it. So how can he show off how good the grains are? Well, the whiskey is what, because we happen to grow all the grains that go into whiskey. So he was able to figure it out that how to distill and how to really put it together. He built the whole process. Colby came up with. He designed his own still with Vendome copper and brass out of Kentucky over there.
Right.
And it's actually, they've said that it's the best still for a medium-sized distillery.
Wow.
So it was all his design. We use a column still and a pot still.
You use both?
Yes. So it goes through a column still first and then a full-size pot still. So being sustainable is a big thing for the brand. So we want to make sure that we can do things to where it's energy efficient and it's really making it the best product possible while conserving energy. A big motto of Colby's, and I love this as well, is, and we have it even on our bottle, is be good to the land and the land will be good to you. He wants to leave the land in better shape than what he got it for his children. So he's really big on doing things the right way. So excellent. A lot of things that we do, we recycle our gray water. We take our spent grains, and there's a dairy next door that we send them to. We actually get manure from our dairy next door. We're also what we like to call a modern farm. We laser leveled all of our fields. So it's like a thousandth of an inch grade all the way down, so we can flood irrigate our fields. So all the water is gravity fed, and it's gravity fed from the Carson and Truckee River, which is the Lake Tahoe watershed, which, as most people know, Lake Tahoe is some of the most clean, pristine water that you can get.
Yes. Yes. So all these elements help add to the flavor, the water, the grain. Yep. What you all do, the column still and the pot still, both a decision for the flavor, but also for the energy that's used.
Yeah, and going to the column still first is every time you use a pot still, for those viewers that don't know, is when a pot still is used, you can use it one time, then you have to empty it and refill it. Where a column still is also known as a continuous still, so you can kind of keep putting liquid through it, and then we're able to put liquid into our pot still, and then draining the liquid out is much easier than having to pull out all the grain and clean it every time. Pot still is also done by batches, so it's much more labor intensive, much more energy intensive, as opposed to the way we're doing it. Excellent.
And again, you released your first whiskey. Was it 2 years ago? How long ago?
So December of 2019, our first bourbon was released in Reno or Northern Nevada. And then the bourbon was released in February of 2020 in Las Vegas.
Wow. So again, seeing it a lot in Las Vegas and Reno, some markets in California, we're seeing more and more of it.
So we're available in the whole state of California now. January 1st of last year, 2021, was Northern California, and then March 1st of 2021 was all of Southern California. So we've been available about a year in the whole state of California. So, and we're getting there. People are getting the word out and learning about the bourbon, and, you know, because of people like yourself and other media and people just trying it.
It is so good.
People try it, they love it.
The complexity, the softness. I'm working on I went back to the bourbon, just really looking for other notes. I mean, you get those beautiful grains. It's very nuanced too. It's one of those that I can see going amazing well in a cocktail, but it's just so nuanced. There's so many delicate notes on it.
I really enjoy the classic cocktails with our bourbon and our rye, just because there's so much flavor in both the bourbon and rye that I don't want to cover it up with, you know, a very complex cocktail.
Right.
You know, not to say that other spirits or other whiskeys aren't complex and great, but there's just so much flavor that every time I taste it, I find new flavors in it, and I'm finding new things that I love about it. And, you know, this is going on. I've been with the company since we launched the bourbon, and I find, you know, new things I love about the bourbon every time I taste it.
And it's non-chill filtered, so it has a little of that extra flavor in it.
Yeah, you know, it's 90 proof as well. So the bourbon's 90 proof. The rye is bottled in bond, so it's 100 proof, 100% rye. So just tons of flavor.
Getting a lot of fans I see in all over. Richie's asking about the Frey Ranch distribution in the U.S. They love the fact it's in California. Any other places it's going to be going to coming up?
I can't speak to our distribution plan just yet, but we are looking at expansion. It's just because we do everything ourselves, we only have a certain amount of whiskey, and we want to be able to service the customers that we're working with. You know, we don't want to over expand, and then we're out of stock everywhere, and that's just no good for anybody.
That could be the danger when it gets so popular so quickly, which I can see that happening. Let's again talk about the bottle. We have the has this been the logo they've always used since the 1800s? This FR, does this date back a ways too?
No, that's new. So as you can see on there, the FR is Frey Ranch, and then that's actually our distillery and our grain silo.
Okay, got
it. That are in there.
Okay.
So,
distillery.
So our cork, as you can see, it's very, very heavy. Our bottle, you'll see it when it's empty eventually. It's 1,000 grams of glass. It's one of the heaviest bottles out there. But our cork is meant to resemble a bolt.
Okay, right.
So when Colby would be done with his day, he would working on the farm. He would always have things in his pocket, and a bolt is one of those things that he would just use to close something up, and that's where that kind of came from. So our co-founder, Ashley Frey, Colby's wife and co-founder, did a lot of design on the bottle. So, and our label is all the way around it is a resemblance to Colby's belt buckle. Okay. So that he has, and that he wears every day. On the bottom of the bottle, if you turn it to the bottom.
Yep.
I don't know if the viewers can see it, but there's text on there. That's actually really good with the lighting. That's where it says, "Be good to the land, and the land will be good to you." So there's little hidden, you know, Easter eggs all around the bottle, and the attention to detail that went into it is amazing.
It really is, and one of the heaviest bourbon bottles on the market. I mean, this is seriously. This is how much does this weigh again?
It's 1,000 grams of glass, just glass.
That's amazing. It has some great presence to it.
So, and even with the sustainability, we try and recycle a lot of the bottles. I know all the bottles that I use, I bring them to the distillery when I go there, and we've made candles out of them. People have reused them because we don't want to throw them away. We don't want to be wasteful with them. We've made candles, had them cut and made candles out of them. I've had them made into mixing glasses. People have made lamps out of them.
Oh, wow.
And vases and different things. So it's really awesome to see what people make on it.
Lamps, I could see that, a lamp or a vase, and you made a mixing glass into this.
Yeah, I had a friend that cut the top off right at the shoulders, and it's a big mixing glass. It's awesome.
That is so cool. Okay, I'm going back to the rye. I went back to the bourbon, back to the rye. This is around the same 5-year range?
Yeah, so the rye is a minimum of 5 years.
Minimum of 5.
Yeah.
Excellent. So there's so much on the water, on the grains. Obviously, you do all your own malting. What else about this really speaks to what tastes like Nevada? What does it speak? You're there in Nevada as far as Nevada spirits go. What else do you hope to express on this?
So, I mean, our biggest part of the brand is that we are, doing everything ourselves and really taking the pride and care into the product that, everything's done in but on our property.
Excellent.
So, and that's huge, aging the barrels. We've got about 10,000 barrels aging right now. 2 warehouses full. One has about 8,200 barrels in it. Another one has like 1,700, and then another barrel warehouse that has the capacity of about 8,200 barrels, about half full right now. So we're planning for the future, and we're distilling. So
excellent. And again, California, Nevada, you'll see it in other markets. I tell you, we may have a couple surprises coming up here, Rob, because we like surprises on BourbonBlog. One of the first people I want to bring on, just to say hello. He wanted to tell you how much he loves the bourbon, and I think he's already pairing it with a cigar. Is one of our favorite friends and fans of Cigar Saturday. It's Chairman Lai. How's it going, Chairman?
I'm doing well,
Rich,
Tom.
on?
How you doing, Rob? Good to see you, man.
Good to see
Looking
you.
stylish with the little jacket out there in Vegas.
Oh, I gotta come correct for Tom.
What's the temperature out there?
You did well, and I wanted to
65.
Oh, okay.
I wanted to surprise the chairman himself. Hey, looks like Chairman, I'll have to have a cigar here in a little while outside, but Chairman, you are trying Frey Ranch. What are you pairing it there with?
Oh, I have a Flying Pig number 9.
Excellent. And that's what you were saying, Rob. You're a fan of the some of the legal line with that, aren't you?
Yeah.
Can't go
Yeah,
wrong.
the Connecticut broadleaf in the Liga is phenomenal.
No, I think
it adds a nice. I think this is me personally, that there's some spiciness along with the sweetness of the bourbon that complement each other nicely.
Well, I tell you, before we first connected, Rob, Chairman was telling me for a while, you got to check out Frey Ranch. So, much credit to Chairman for putting it more and more on my radar. I know he loves it. What do you love about the bourbon and the rye both, Chairman? What do you like about those?
Gosh, I like the story, first of all. I like what they're all about. I mean, it's rare in this day and age to have a distillery with these kind of roots in what they're doing. I mean, like you said, there's not many people that are doing from seed to the bottle.
Right. It's true.
I think Whistle Pig does some, but it's but again, smaller. And I've been friends with Rob for a number of years and followed him, of course. And when he hit Frey Ranch, I was fortunate enough to find a bottle, and I was just surprised about the taste. And everybody that's tasted it's one of those things that everyone that's tasted is surprised. One, because you can find it. Usually, it's not one of those hard to find yet. But like I said, it's a dime. It's one of, what do they say? Not a diamond in the rough, or just one of those. No one knows about it yet, and everybody's looking for the Blanton's, Angel's Envy, and everything else that's hard to find now, supposedly, and selling for double or triple of what they're selling for at the stores, just because people are just buying them out. But this is one of those bourbons and whiskeys that is reasonably priced and fantastic flavor. So can't speak highly enough about it.
So well said, Chairman Lai. And again, it's so great to see you, and it's so true. The story matters. Again, how many farms are there that date back over 100 years that do this now? I don't know if there's others. This could be one of the first, Rob. I'm not sure if there are any others.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know of any others, but there may be some out there. And how many people have gone from farming to distilling?
That's true. It's such a big thing. Hey, as I promised, always a lot of good surprises with Chairman. Look who else we have here to say hello to it.
Trouble.
Hello, boys.
How's it going, Matty? What are you doing?
Look, to show you how much I love all the gentlemen in this room.
No, don't strip.
Look.
Ah, look at that.
Oh, is that
I
sushi?
knew Matty was at a restaurant somewhere.
Where are you, Matty?
But I had to take so it's called Number One Sushi. I'm eating with my. Hey, bud.
Hey.
So I could not miss out on the moment to say hello to my boys. So I hope everybody's having a good night.
We're doing well. And I bet the bourbon and the rye would both be great pairings for that sushi.
It is. Instead, I'm drinking green tea, so I have to leave it up to the big boys to have the big boy beverages.
It's all right.
Matty, we're gonna have to go there when I come to Jersey.
We all have to get there.
Done, my brother. You definitely owe me a Jersey trip. You got to take Tom, and the chairman's got to go. You got to lift him out of his chair, wheel him around.
Absolutely.
Well,
Put me in
Chairman
a
has
sled.
a cigar lit up. I'll have one lit up soon, and so will Rob. Are you going to be smoking anything later yourself, Matty?
I had I popped a League of 9 pig before I came out. So we were over at JR.
Excellent. Oh, that's so cool. Matty, again, not to cut in too much to talking about Frey Ranch, but who is our guest on Saturday?
Our guest on Saturday will be Chef John Iaschetti. Had a long career, a long distinguished career. He now has actually a restaurant right here in my town in Glen Rock called Iaschetti's. Great guy. Some of the best meatballs around. This guy's had some of his meatballs.
Yes.
They're up there. They're top notch. So great guy, great chef, real pillar of the community, which, especially in these times is totally important. So it's going to be good times.
Excellent. Well, it's so cool to see all of you, to have such a great gathering of gentlemen talking about Frey Ranch. We all know Rob through many different ways. And Matty and Chairman, thanks for popping on. I really am glad to see you both. Rob, what's anything else coming up on Frey Ranch we should know about?
Just if you can make it out to the distillery, you're going to be able to find some cool stuff that we're doing. There's always something experimental. If you're able to make it out there when it's released. Last year we did some special releases. We called the single grain series. It was 100% wheat and 100% oat, two separate ones. We released them at the distillery. They were sold out in the day.
Hey, Rob, I got a question.
Excellent.
Yes.
You said there's like 10,000 barrels out there, right? What's your oldest barrels? Aging, right? So what's the oldest one?
Oldest one.
I believe it's about 7 years old right now.
Oh, wow.
And how many barrels of that? 1,500, 2,000?
That I don't know.
Okay.
I'd love to be able to tell you, but I can get an answer for you and send you a message.
No. So find out where they're at, okay? And I'm going to have a buddy with a pickup truck, and we're going to do it like a Frey gate type of thing, okay? Out the back door, because if you don't know, they probably don't know how many bottles.
They know where everything is.
Oh, come on, man. We can make it happen, Robbie.
We may be able to get away with maybe a half barrel. It'll be like the whole heist that you see on Netflix, Chairman. It could just be.
Yeah, and Tom will be on that show.
I'll be on it. It'll give me another chance to be back on heist. It could be.
All right, gentlemen, I'm gonna bang out before they take away my all-you-can-eat privileges, and that's not funny.
We don't want to take away that.
That's terrible.
Matty, thanks for.
Matty, have a good one, man.
Thank you.
Love you guys. Be safe.
Take care, bud.
Guys, good to see you guys. Chairman, thanks for saying hi too. Rob, always fun. So many good people that enjoy your brand, like Chairman.
We appreciate everyone supporting the brand.
so many others. I see our Malt Muser Whiskey Review fans. Thank you for watching this. And again, I want to mention one more time, the best place to check it out is Frey Ranch. That way you can follow their Facebook, their Instagram. So many great pictures of the farm, photos that you will have up on the Instagram. I mean, this is a beautiful farm. It really is.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, our farm, anytime I've been up there, and I've been up there in all different seasons, it's beautiful every time, no matter what time I'm up there, either, in the winter or the summer or harvest season. It's always amazing going up there, and, I'm always learning something.
Absolutely. And again, the bottle to be looking for, if you want to check it out, is the rye whiskey or the bourbon. Try them both. I think there's something to me so interesting if a distillery is doing both a bourbon and a rye, is really figuring out what is that DNA on what that distillery does. What's that characteristic? And I get it. They're both so different, but I really get that hand of the distiller, the characteristic, the grains, the time it's taken, the terroir. I get it on both of these. I really do.
Yeah. Yeah. You really taste everything that goes into this bourbon when it comes down to the grains. And if you taste them side by side with a different, commercial bourbon, you'll really start to see the difference, that it really does come down to the grains you're using.
It really does.
And you do get a lot of different flavors from it.
And just wait. If it's your first time to hear about Frey Ranch tonight, or even if you have, give it a few years, you're going to be hearing more and more about Frey Ranch. I have no doubt. This is such a spectacular distillery, such amazing whiskey. Thank you, Rob, so much for joining me tonight. And I can't wait to be, you're so welcome. I can't wait to be there with you in Nevada, or hopefully see you in California, and tasting some whiskey with you in person.
Yeah, absolutely.
So again, friends, thanks for watching this. If you watch this or started watching it midstream, it's going to be up permanently on this space. So like this, share this. Again, we love supporting the smaller distilleries and just distilleries we love. So thanks for tuning in, sharing that. It will also be up on our podcast channel, this conversation on anchor.fm/BourbonBlog. Cheers, Rob.
Cheers, guys.
Thanks so much, man. Cheers.